is Edythe Jameson. I'm a freshman at MHS, and this is my first year taking Life Design Lab. I first heard about this class in 8th grade when Mr. Daly came into all the ELA classes and told us about the course and curriculum. I'm going to be honest, everything that he said that day went in one ear and out the other, and the only thing I remember was doing some sort of activity on whiteboards. When it came time to pick my electives for freshman year, I saw the course Life Design Lab, and I remember that day in 8th grade learning about it, but I still had no clue on what it was about. I ended up picking this class as my very last backup option and getting it. And if I'm going to be honest, it was only to fulfill STEM requirements. At the beginning of the school year, I had only had this class for about a week, and it was still unclear to me on what it was about. As weeks went by, I started to finally grasp an idea on what the purpose of this class was, and it became clear to me: pick a project that you're passionate about and stick with it for the full year. However, I would soon learn that this wasn't the case. Once it became clear what the purpose of this class was about, I started to set expectations for myself, thinking I would be on top of my work and I wouldn't procrastinate. The main expectations and goals that I thought I would achieve are: I would finish my project by the end of the year, stay on top of my work and not procrastinate, and create a project that could be used on college apps. However, none of that ended up happening. This is my journey throughout Life Design Lab. To start off, my project for Life Design was to expand the language department at MHS and add more languages back. I thought to myself, this is something I'm really passionate about, so I should be able to finish it, right? If I like something, I should put in the work. Well, here's the work that I did. I started off by researching what languages we used to offer at the high school, what languages other high schools in the area offered, and why the languages went away at the high school. And lastly, I met with Mrs. Scorsoni, the head of the language department at MHS. After I met with Mrs. Scorsoni, this is where I stopped doing my work. I think the real reason why I stopped continuing my project was because I felt like I actually did something. I felt accomplished because I met with a crucial person who could potentially help me with my project, so I could say I did something that would benefit my project in the end. This was a turning point in my journey throughout Life Design Lab, so this is what I learned this year through my experience in Life Design Lab. Like I said, going into Life Design Lab, I had no idea on what this class would be about, especially on how the class would be structured and the time that we had to ourselves. Starting off with time management. Ever since I was a little kid, I was obsessed with making schedules for myself and organizing my days. I remember I would create schedules for myself over summer break just so I could organize my days and have it all planned out. So going into Life Design Lab, I was very surprised to find out that this class relied mostly on independent work time, and you had an 80-minute block to use that time to the best of your ability. I began to develop an idea in my mind that this was basically just a free period, and that's ultimately what I treated it like. I didn't like the idea of not having a planned out schedule every class period, or the teacher telling us to work on this for the whole 80 minutes without following up or checking in. And this is ultimately where I started to struggle. I started to find myself pushing off the work that I should have been doing for my project in class and leaving it to do it at home. I took advantage of the free time in class and put it towards other stuff that wasn't beneficial for me or my project. Because of this led to a huge procrastination cycle, telling myself I would eventually send out those emails I should have sent a week ago, but never did. I also started to become very unprepared for critique nights and feedback nights, because let's be honest, I wasn't doing any of the work that I said I would do at home. So I think what really scared and frightened me was the thought of independence and freedom, which sounds great in advance, but experiencing it during this year was really challenging because I've never really been used to having no planned out classes or schedules. So jumping into Life Design Lab, I was very unprepared and I underestimated the challenge that I would face when putting my work off. So when writing my presentation of learning, this was one of the major lessons I wanted to include because it affected me not only academically, but also personally. Life Design Lab has also opened my eyes to high school and the real world in general. As I said earlier, I've never had a class like this in middle school or at all during my whole academic career. And the way this class operates, between the freedom of choosing your own project, having to email professionals and set up meetings, and having a whole 80-minute block and choosing how to manage your time well, was very shocking. But nonetheless, I feel like this class has exposed me more to what the real world is like and how it operates. Much like Life Design Lab, you really can't depend on other people to do anything for you. Like how in order to finish your project, you have to rely on yourself to get it done. And again, it has also taught me that you have to manage your time well. and get the things you need to do done. No excuses. Life design has also helped me with talking to adults in a professional setting. Because of all the critique and feedback nights I had to attend, I was forced to pitch my project to teachers, parents, and even strangers. But because of this, my presentation skills have definitely improved, and I am more confident when it comes to presenting. So because of Life Design Lab, I can confidently say I'm more prepared for what is to come in the future. In addition, it has also taught me about passion and motivation. You have to have passion in order for you to want to do something and succeed at it. You can always be forced to finish something or get it done, but if you actually want to finish something and succeed at it, that's where the real passion and motivation lies. So what I'm trying to say is life design has taught me the difference between finishing something and succeeding at something. In the end, the main point that I'm trying to make while taking my experience from time management, learning about the real world, and finding passion, all while taking Life Design Lab is the only thing standing in the way is yourself. You may have the passion and interest and feel like you want to do something, but do you really have the motivation? Are you willing to set aside time to get this done, make things happen, and succeed? Or are you just interested in the fact that you're interested in something? Thank you for listening to my experience throughout Life Design Lab and listening to my presentation of learning.